Hello, my name is Mary Johnson, and my chosen comprehension strategy are graphic organizers. Graphic organizers can be defined as a visual display that demonstrates relationships between facts, concepts, or ideas. They're very versatile in many ways. They can be tailored to meet the learning goal, and informational text can be very daunting, and so it helps to clarify and simplify informational text. It can break down information by scaffolding or making mini lessons. And students can use this during guided or independent practice during research or doing review. Throughout primary, elementary, and middle school grades, the subject of volcanoes in science is covered. And how I would teach that in the primary grades, for instance, in second grade, I would make a graphic organizer that would complement this book, and I would put it in Google Classroom. This book, Volcanoes by Sandra Markle, is a read-along book on YouTube, and the kids can access this for free and use their earphones so they're not disturbing others as they learn. But before they access this, I would show them the graphic organizers that they would be utilizing. I would give them a packet of information or a packet, and I would demonstrate for them what they should do. For instance, a volcano is, and then we would write together, we'd practice one, a mountain with magma. And so forth. Another one that we would utilize together before they get into the text would be this one, this web graphic organizer. And then I would allow them to choose the topics that they want to research. For instance, finding the shape or the different types of eruptions that a volcano would have. And as they go through the text, they can list that accordingly. Some literal questions that they might answer, for instance, a literal question would be directly from the text, answering very simply, what are the parts of a volcano? Another question might be inferential, where they're answering the question why or how. And in this case, why does magma rise through the Earth's crust, and how does it form a volcano? Evaluative questions would be a discussion question about the text, or they are giving their opinion about the text. For instance, discuss ways that volcanoes are good for the Earth and or humans. In the fourth grade level, of course, they would have a more complicated book and a more complicated assignment, but still, graphic organizers can be utilized. I would give them this book in digital form. They can access on Google Classroom. And before they access this digital book, All About Volcanoes by Libby Romera, I would show them and demonstrate this graphic organizer for them. And they are going to go through the text, and they're going to find positive language about volcanoes and negative language. So I'll demonstrate just the positive language. For instance, it makes granite. And granite can be utilized in construction. And then, of course, they would fill this graphic organizer out and decide with the next graphic organizer whether they think volcanoes save the world or whether they destroy the world. And whatever way that they decide to go, they're going to write an essay by filling in information for their introduction, by finding something very interesting about volcanoes to catch the reader's attention. And the information that they had discovered, whether it's positive or negative, they're going to fill in this graphic organizer and then give their opinion at the end or how they feel about the text. Then after they have finished gathering all their information, they can write their essay on this last page of their packet. Some questions they might answer, for instance, literal, would be directly from the text about how many volcanoes are erupting somewhere on the face of the earth. That's a very simple question that they can find as they're researching. Inferential would again be answering the questions why or how. Why is some lava runny and why is some very thick as it flows down the mountain? This would require more research. What is in magma that would cause it to be thick or to be thin? And they would write probably 2 or 3 sentences regarding the type of lava. The last one, of course, they're giving their opinion in evaluative questions. They can either give their opinion or they can discuss a topic, and they can find different products that come from volcano. In the 6th grade level, this is where I shine. I teach this level with this particular curriculum. It is a science curriculum from Bob Jones Press. And in the very first chapter, they talk about earthquakes and volcanoes. After all of the lessons that we learned, we come to a review where they can utilize a graphic organizer to simplify all of that very technical informational text. I'll demonstrate down here that we can either do this as a guided practice, or they can do this independently, or they can even do this as a group project where they're using their text to find this information. I'll demonstrate the last one where I will say what are the 5 types of eruptions, and from largest to smallest they would say Plinian, Palaean, Vulcanian, Strombolian, and Hawaiian. And they would go about filling in all of this information about volcanoes in order to be prepared for their assessment. Some questions that they might answer literally would be, what are the 5 types of eruptions? An inferential question would be answering the question how or why. How did a volcano in Iceland cause the dust and ash problem in places over 1,000 miles away? And they would write 2 or 3 sentences regarding this question from the text. And the last one would be evaluative. In your opinion, what is the most dangerous part of a volcanic eruption? And from the text, you need to support your answer. As you can see, graphic organizers are very versatile to meet the needs of learning goal, to meet the needs of the students, and to make learning fun. Thank you.